Everybody. So I just shared a story about one of my Billy visions that happened towards the end of fifth grade and early into sixth grade. So that would have been 1987. And that would have been the last time I'd seen Bill Leeb come to me in visions appearing as a boy close to my age. Now, during sixth grade, I had another visionary slip where we'd gone on a field trip. So I'm thinking this has got to be 1988, probably towards springtime, because we do these at the end of the school year. We went to the Navy base to see an air show. And one of the things you get to do is like sit in one of the airplanes and put the helmet on. And since I had done that, one of the guides there said, since that I'm interested in becoming a pilot, they take me on a special little tour inside the hangar and let me get a close-up look at some of the jets. So this is where I must have had the visionary slip, because I asked to go potty, and the guy there said, just head up that hall, and but on your way down there, we need you to do me a favor. There's going to be a room along the way, and I need you to look inside and say hello to the person that's inside. He said, now this is not a member of the Navy, but somebody from the music business that we want you to meet. And so I went down there and I stuck my head in the door to wave to this guy. And so I didn't know what Bill Leeb looked like at the time, but that would have been him, with an undercut, and that's when he kind of had the dark wavy hair, wearing a leather jacket instead of a uniform. So he was sitting there at this desk, and I went by and said hello and stuff, and used the bathroom, and I kind of left there thinking that's kind of weird. I wonder. So it was kind of like a career day kind of thing. So who knows? Maybe they were dropping a hint that I should get into the music business by doing that. So the very next hint I got was when at a downtown event, the Navy band was playing there, and as one of the guys was putting up his equipment, his trumpet or whatever, I came over to chat with him, and he told me that they had a very special program that I might be interested in called Frontline Assembly. And I said, well, I'm not really interested in marching band music. And he goes, oh, no, this is electronic music. And so it's kind of one of those little moments where I put that on the back burner, but it all came to me later. Like, isn't it funny that I'd seen Bill Leeb on the Navy base and that we had this conversation? So this is down in the Florida Keys, you guys, the in the Florida Keys, the FLA Keys, by the way. So the very next time I'd seen Bill Leeb in one of my visions was in Taekwondo class. So I was sitting there watching the instructor going over forms with the other students, and I could hear somebody pulling in, listening to Cabaret Voltaire. Now, the only person I knew in Key West that listens to that band is my father. And so I looked out there to see where it was coming from, and I didn't see my dad anywhere. But I saw that guy from the Navy base climbing out of his car, and he came in and he enrolled, and he stayed for about a week and trained with us. I remembered him because his uniform seemed a little off-colored, like he washed it with some blue stuff. And sometimes we get students from out of town that are old students that just want to keep up their training, and so we just figured, I just figured maybe that's the case, especially since he stayed for such a short time. But the thing is normally they expect us to take our piercings out, and this guy left his piercings in, and so he was in class. He took class with us, and I remember seeing him. I'd kind of keep an eye on him. I thought he seemed kind of interesting for some reason. Now, he seemed like a typical white belt, followed along, and I often wished I could have picked him for my partner, but they always tell you to try to pick a partner at least your size. So anyways, he was heading out the door, and somebody pulled me aside, and she said, you see that guy right there? He said, I can't tell you who he is right now, but he's from the music business, and they're going to try to get you into the music business. And at that moment, I realized, that's right. My dad had written to Bushido, and they said they wanted to help get me into the music business. I was thinking, I wonder if that is a guy from the record company or something like that. So anyways, much later, I realized again that was Bill Leeb. And so, so I think it's really neat that I had these visions about Bill, and these are kind of harmless. They're actually kind of fun visions. But what makes them scary is when I started remembering them later, when I started putting all this stuff together. When I realized that I had seen Bill Leeb on the Navy base and all that stuff, I started freaking out because the Navy is known for, they're the ones that know all about UFOs. They're the ones that work on weird experiments and stuff like that. And so I started panicking a little bit, wondering if maybe I had been made some part of some kind of an experiment. So that's where you might wonder if I'm schizophrenic or if I was having an episode of psychosis. Because a lot of times when people are having when a lot of people have those type of mental conditions, they have fantasies about the federal government or the black ops or whatever. So, anyways, that would be the last time I'd had visions about Bill Leeb living in the Florida Keys, and of course this was interesting because I had no idea what he looked like, and so I think in my vision it was pretty accurate, and so again that's where I wonder if somebody could provide us pictures of when he was younger, if he had that appearance I've described. Now in pictures of him as an adult, he definitely has the same hair color sometimes. So sometimes he's got mixed blonde hair, sometimes it's a very dark color, like in the vision I just described. So that's where it was kind of hard for me to make the connection between him and Billy because his hair color changes and stuff. But anyways, I want to say happy Halloween. I really wanted to share this story tonight because I think this is kind of a scary part of the story. Like in the last one, you're like, oh my God, that is so freaky. You'd think could be demonic activity, you guys. Who knows? Maybe I got a boogeyman, and in this case, seeing Billy in my visions coming to my karate class or my Taekwondo class is kind of neat. Think about it. Bushido, frontline assembly. There's so many colorful parallels in our lives and stuff. I mean, I can't help, wanting to meet Bill Leeb, or I can't help thinking this is interesting. So hopefully, you guys enjoy my stories, and I really hope that I'm able to tell stuff clearly enough to make sense to you guys. Um, I really enjoy sharing about this stuff, but again, I've been feeling really embarrassed about this whole Bill Leeb thing over the years. And I really want to be able to come to terms with everybody who knows me personally, including Bill, so that this is no longer something I'm embarrassed about. I really want you guys to understand this. So I'm going to share more stories about my life and how this ties in. So happy Halloween. You guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon.